Hey everybody, Prof Sales coming at you with an update video. How's it going out there in YouTube land? Looks like we just went live. So we're gonna do another update here in a moment. We're sounding good. Hey everybody, Prof Sales coming at you with an update video. Sounds great, actually. As you can see behind me, hey Mark, how are you doing, buddy? In the room. Karn is back. Well, wrong shoulder. She had a tire blowout on the van, and she was stuck on the side of the road about what, 2 hours away, hour and a half away.
2 hours, correct.
Had to get the tires replaced, and she's fine. But when she called yesterday and we were doing the video, I obviously wanted to get off the video and talk to her and find out, make sure she was okay. And the car had to get some new tires and so on. Probably just the tires were just getting older and putting a bunch of miles on them, and they just blew. One of them blew out, but she didn't have a wreck or anything like that. But still, it was a little bit nerve-wracking to say the least. So, but she is back, and as you can see, hard at work, which is great.
No rest for the weary.
No rest for the weary, she says, right? So I'm getting some production out of her before she gets back on the road later this weekend. But she's doing great, and I'm really glad she's back home. So I hope you guys are doing well. It is Friday, the last day of the week, but I won't say the work week because it's not a work week when you're a reseller, right? It's not a work week when you're in business for yourself. It's just day after day after day. So hopefully you guys have been having a good week so far, and it's been profitable for you and so on. I want to talk about a few things today. Just a quick video to show you kind of how the inventory turned out. I tried to shoot one earlier today, but had a couple technical issues. Looks like we just went off there for a second. I'm not really sure. Hopefully we'll be back, and maybe you can still hear me. I just died there for a moment. Okay. Why is the video dead? Am I still hearable? Oh, I didn't click anything. And let's try that. Looks like the video died for a second, guys. I'm not sure if the sound is muted. Let me check. Can you guys still hear me? There we go. Weird. Yeah, I will do a quick video to show you kind of how that all turned out. The one I did today, I didn't really like. The lighting in the inventory room I have is not that great. So it's kind of tricky to make videos sometimes because of that in there. It's just difficult to see. But I will do the best I can so that I can show you guys what all I did yesterday. What else? What else is going on, Karn? Karn is taking pictures, as you can see. She found some jeans. Oh, this is one of the issues we wanted to cover today, I think. Just briefly. So Karn was actually in another part of the country the last few days. She was actually in Florida, and she was there for a different reason, but she did some sourcing, and the sourcing she did was at Goodwill's. She was at, we're selling their basic bread and butter, run-of-the-mill jeans for $6.99.
$7.99.
$7.99?
$7.99. $8.
$7.99. Here in the Charlotte area, we get jeans locally for $4.99. So that's a big difference in price. Doesn't sound like a lot, but she wasn't really able to find very many jeans at all. I don't think you found any at $7.99, right?
Mm-mm.
She didn't find any at $7.99 that we could have flipped profitably. Well, I mean, you might have made a buck or two on them, but not much. And the brands that were there in that particular part of Florida were not the greatest. They were just very run-of-the-mill bread and butter brands. There weren't any not even semi-premium brands. So this brings us back to a topic we talked about yesterday for a little bit. I just wanted to touch on it. And that's this concept that there's only one way to run your business, that some people seem to think. You should do it this way or that way, whatever that is. Source these items and sell them this way and for this price and on this platform. If you were living in that part of Florida and those were the stores that you had to source jeans from, and you wanted to sell jeans on eBay, you would have to do one of two things. One, you would have to accept the fact that you weren't going to make much money on any of the jeans you flip there. Because, you know, if you're buying a pair of jeans for $8 and you sell it for 12, you know, you're not going to, after fees and so on, you're not going to make any money. I mean, you're going to make very little. So if you're a jean reseller in that area, it wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense, in my opinion, from what she told me, to even be a jean reseller, unless you were, you know, somehow getting them even cheaper. But if the Goodwills were your primary source of jeans, I just don't think there would be much market for it. Bread and butter jeans are selling for $8, you know. And she did have a few that were marked down because they had been there a long time and they had a specific tag on them, and they were, how much were they?
Yeah, you were right. They were $6.99. They were 7.5 off. They were.
Yeah, so they were half off at, or they were $3.49. Some of them. Those made more sense, obviously, and she did find a few, but not many. But the problem is, guys, you know, this goes to show you the one size fits all approach does not work in reselling. So if I were coaching someone and they wanted to be a jean reseller and they were in that particular part of the country and all they had access to was $7 or $8 pair of jeans, I would tell them to probably seek a different thing to source, honestly. I just don't think it would make sense. You just wouldn't find very many and you wouldn't make much on them even when you did find them. So that just goes to show you just one more example of, you know, what's good for one seller in one part of the country is not going to be good for another reseller in another part of the country, just because of you know, what's going on in terms of the sourcing opportunities and what you can sell things for and so on. It looks like my picture died there again for a moment, so I'm going to try to get that back. This is what I did last time. But basically, guys, you know, that's just pick is gone. Sounds okay. Yeah, I see that. I see it. It died on me. I don't really know why. Maybe just that time of day. A lot of people. Oh, there we go. I know somebody told me, by the way, that Google Hangouts are going away, and they're only going to be through YouTube. Don't know if that's true or not. Don't know what that means for us, but we'll see how that helps with these live Hangouts and so on. I don't know. But yeah, so going back to the sourcing and the reselling topic, you know, you've got to take stock of your particular situation. And if where you can source doesn't have an adequate supply or at the right price, then you need to choose something different to source. I mean, unless you're willing to go somewhere else to get it or get it somehow, some other way. So, you know, just kind of keep that in mind. I think that what you have access to in terms of, you know, items to resell obviously is going to make a difference in how you conduct your sourcing and how you run your business. So, you know, I just want to always be pointing that out. And, you know, her experience yesterday, you know, was just one more example of that. Just one more example of, you know, you need to always be keeping in mind what you can and can't find in your area, I guess is the short of it. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. And, you know, always food for thought, I think, you know, always be thinking about your particular situation and not my situation, which is different than yours or someone else's. So we got 16 people watching. Thanks for that, guys. Appreciate you guys coming in a little bit later in the afternoon. Darren's in the room. What's up, Darren? Haven't seen you in a while. Good Use Goods just came in. Utah, Mark, Yvonne, OG. I'm probably missing somebody. Not missing anybody else. That's pretty much everybody. At least everyone who's chatted. So 16 people. Darren says he sold a few parts today that he scrapped off salvage furniture. Nice, man. 100% profit, 2 items for $26. Yeah, that'll do it. That's scavenging parts. It's a good way to sell things, actually. If you can't sell the whole item because it's defective or broken or whatever, it's fine to sell the parts. Mr. Sadie's in the room. What's up, Sadie? Lush Production is here. How's everybody's August sales going? So anyway, that's pretty much, the only topics I really had for this show, but I will show you how I did yesterday and how it's going today. Let me switch over to the spreadsheet. Let's take a look. We'll do a screen share. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see that okay. Yesterday was August 25th, so I had 608 listings up. Got 5 listed, sold 4, so definitely a lot better than that goose egg yesterday or the day before. $93 in sales, gross sales, estimated net 36, so that's probably a little bit lower than normal. 906 net per gene, 0.66 sell through, and sell to list 80%, which is good. Again, you want this number to be less than 100 because this means you're gaining listings. Today, I've already gotten some photos and listings up, and I'm going to get some more as Karin's doing a stack, for lack of a better word. Okay, so let me look at the totals here. Let me stop for a second and go back over the totals just to make sure it correctly. And here's the totals. So August is right here, guys. So far this month, I've averaged 592 listings, which is much better than July, but still not anywhere near where I need to be. 131 photos, 169 listed. So I'm staying ahead of my photos, which is good. Gross of basically 2,600 this month, with a cost of goods of $567, shipping cost $625, and a net of $1,063 so far on gene sales in the month of August. Net per gene is $10.03. That's great. That's about right where I want to be. Sell-through is 18%. Probably at this point in the month, in a normal month, I would like this to be a little higher, probably around 26 or 27% by this point. But it is a slower summer month, so I'm hoping to see this number will hopefully be better in September and October. Sell to list is 63. Definitely need to lower that and get that down under 50. Is the minimum goal. And then you can see some of the numbers up here total. Since we started this challenge, 3621 and a net of 1415 so far since we started this challenge. So, not bad. But this is a slow summer month, so I'm hoping to just build on from this. And we'll do better and better. Net per gene is only 868. That's definitely an opportunity to just kind of keep my pricing up a little bit higher. Really look for higher end brands. Maybe, just a little extra time looking for that so that I can sell them a little bit higher than that. I really want to push that up closer to 10. I don't know if I'll get there or not, but that's kind of my goal is to be around 10 if I can. Sell through so far is 27% and 61% sell to list. All right. Hope that all made sense. Okay, so we're back. Let's see what the chat's saying. Sales are starting to pick up for Utah. Awesome, man. Glad to hear that. Darren just started a 40% sale. 40% off, Darren? Oh, my gosh. That's awesome. That's a big percentage. Lush Production says, Yvonne, I'm not really sure he's talking something there. Let's say end of summer sale is a good idea. I think I'll try that. I've done that before, too, Utah, and it does tend to work. Might do it this year, not sure. Hey, Prof, you should definitely sell leggings because they look sexy as hell on women. Well, there you go. Karin, you want a model for it?
Yeah, no.
Lush says winter clothing has been starting to pick up. Cool, that's
Great.
Good to hear. I have some long sleeve stuff in my closet that I haven't gotten listed, and I probably just need to get rid of at this point. So I'm looking to maybe flip it locally. And somebody had emailed me about it, but we've lost touch over the last week or two about maybe wanting to buy it. But anyway, that's something I need to get rid of. If I'm not going to sell, I need to donate it back at this point. It just needs to go. Blue Image says I took a best offer 40 plus shipping for a Michael Kors clutch iPad case. Nice. I bought clearance for $8.
Oh, cool.
Nice. That's a good flip. 5X, really good. Yvonne says I have 30% off, but only on high-end items. Huh? That's a good approach. I mean, protect your margin, right? So yeah, so it's lots of good ideas there, guys. In terms of, you know, if you have a store, run a sale, even if it's just 10% off. It helps. You know, people go in and see that, and they decide, hey, it's 10% off. You know, I'm getting a good deal, whether it is or not. Who knows? Lush says, how long do you hold on your inventory until you decide to donate some items?
Great question.
That's a great question, Lush. Once I've listed it, I really try my best to sell it, even if it takes a long time. But if I haven't listed it in 6 months, it's probably time for it to go. There's no magic number there, Lush, though. I mean, that's really up to you. But, I mean, I think 6 months is plenty. If you haven't listed in 6 months, unless it's a seasonal item, I'd probably get rid of it. You know, maybe try to flip it locally. Darren says try a sale on your eBay store. Yeah, you could do that, Darren. Yeah, but it depends on if you've listed or not. I just have some stuff that I have not listed. So I'd have to list it and then put it on sale. Something like that. So mute. Let's see. Mark says I concentrate on my watchers and play with prices. I'll raise a pair of jeans $1 and they'll sell. I know. Utah run sales at the end of the month. That's a good way to do it. People have more money then. How did you prepare to go into this biz without getting too personal? I'm assuming you have a reserve or other income at this stage. Don't answer if you don't want to, friend. Just curious. I prepared by just doing it. There's your answer. You know, I'm a believer in, I mean, I love to plan things. Don't get me wrong. You guys know that about me. But at some point, you just got to do it and take a leap of faith. And, you know, you just go after it. And if you're not getting the results you need, then you change and adapt to get the results you need. I just look at it like that. I mean, I don't think it's any more complicated. I mean, on the top level, that's what it is. You decide to do it, and you do it. And it's going to change and evolve, and you're going to have to adapt. But ultimately, there's no way to go into business and know that it's going to be everything you think it's going to be. As a matter of fact, it will not be that. It will be something different. So, man, I don't know why this thing keeps going out here. Let's see if I can get it to work here again. Turn the camera off and turn it back on. It's really weird. Like if the camera just goes out for no reason. Yeah, I know the pic's gone. Hopefully the sound is still there, but I don't know why it's doing this. Man, if it's not the audio, it's the picture. Just one thing after another sometimes. Yvonne says, did you explain your move to full-time eBay on any YouTube video we can watch? I don't think I did, Yvonne. I think I've talked about it. I got hurt on the last job I was working for and was out of work for a while because of that. But ultimately, you know, I've done it before. I've sold on eBay before, many times before, many years past, but I just decided it was time to go full time with it, honestly. It was time to quit working for somebody else. I mean, that's their dream, not mine. Sound is good with Chad, maybe. I don't know if I talked about that with Chad or not. I think I talked a little bit about that, maybe on the video I did with him and Pete, that one night, but I don't remember. I don't know how much we got into it, but I had, you know, I worked for other people for 20 plus years, and it just isn't me. It's just not me, guys. You know, that's their deal and their companies, and whether it's a big company, little company, doesn't matter. I've been with both, and it's just not for me. But anyway, also good use, because how do you highlight a name like that? Right? I'm not sure if you're talking to me, Good to Use Goods, but that's in the Google Hangout toolbox that you can go on and make that lower third like that. So it's pretty cool. You can put anything you want there, basically. The picture just comes from your Google Plus identity. Yvonne says, I just retired from the salon industry 2 months ago myself. Good for you, Yvonne. I mean, that's the dream. You know, that salon industry, whoever you work for, that was somebody else's dream you were working for, and now you're doing your own dream. So I think that's what it's all about. Blue Image says, I definitely need to do more image or buying a listing. Sorry. Yeah, that's kind of the key, right? I mean, you know, I'm looking to double my sales goals for my first level goal. Yeah, doubling your sales. Yeah, I mean, you know, think about it this way, Yvonne. Just think about doubling your listings or doubling the amount of revenue you will get from your listings. That might not involve you doubling your listings. It could involve you even tripling your listings. You know, it just depends on how much you're selling things for. So, and the sales will come. You're welcome. Good. Does anyone know if you can do a Google Hang on the iPad? You can, Darren. I'm pretty sure. I think I've done it. There's an app that you download, the Google Hang on app, and I'm pretty sure you can do it. I don't know if you can do this one from it. Like when you go through YouTube first, that I don't know. But it's a little wonky. 26 people watching, guys. Appreciate it. If you wouldn't mind, please hit the like button if you're getting a lot of the video. I do appreciate that as well. Doesn't take but a second. So anyway, I know the other thing I was going to talk about. And, you know, I may do a video on this in general, but Amazon is, I don't know. I don't know if it's a true movement, or maybe I'm just really sensitive to it right now, But Amazon is really starting to restrict more and more brands. Now, there's a lot of brands you can sell on Amazon. Let's be clear. But they are continuing. I just keep seeing story after story from it in reseller groups about this brand gets restricted in that brand, or you've got to get, you know, approval to sell in it. I'm telling you guys, I mean, I don't want to run around like Chicken Little. But to some degree, I think that brand restriction movement is going to accelerate and continue at a pace that's going to shut more and more resellers out of the market. Because so many of the items that are sold on Amazon, not all, but a lot of them are sold through retail arbitrage. People, you know, find them at thrift stores, find them at yard sales, or, well, that wouldn't technically be retail arbitrage, but finding them at, you know, the Targets, the Walmarts, the Walgreens, the whatever. And, you know, just, I just feel like on some level that Amazon as a viable platform, if you're doing retail arbitrage, is not going to be very viable in the very near future. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think it's going to go backwards. I don't think they're going to unrestrict brands. But, you know, if you're in that business, I would really keep a keen eye on it. I mean, you always should diversify anyway, but I don't do a lot of RA these days. But, you know, I just think that you potentially are setting yourself up to be shut out of a lot of your business. I mean, even if you took a 30% hit and 30% of the brands you buy, you couldn't sell anymore. That's a lot. I mean, that's the difference between being in business maybe or being out of business. I would really keep a close eye on it, guys, if I were you. I just think that the writing's on the wall. I won't be surprised at all after this fourth quarter if they just go on a brand, if, you know, they just go on for restricting brand after brand. I don't know. It's really weird, though, because Amazon, if they do that, then they basically just become just like the websites for those companies. Selling are going to be wholesalers, which is effectively what you're buying when you buy it at a big box store. So I don't know how that's going to work. Maybe that's their model. Mark says jeans are hard to buy direct and become a wholesaler. Yeah, I've been talking to some companies, Mark. Nothing really to report too much yet on that, but we'll see how it goes. Yvonne says, yeah, I agree. Now they have jet.com to contend with as well. Going to just be bigger sellers. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess it just reminds me that this all is changing like every day, and it could all go away tomorrow. Maybe not tomorrow, but over a period of time. So, guys, keep your head about you, keep your ear to the ground and just think, where do I see the market going? And, think about other ways to diversify your income and other business avenues you can take. Because who knows, eBay might start going this way too. Nothing's stopping them. They're probably getting a little bonus in that some of the items that were being sold on Amazon are now being sold on eBay. But that may change. Who knows? Sadie says, restricting will cause prices to go up, in my opinion, will hurt Amazon in the long run. Yeah, I agree, Mr. Sadie. I think Amazon is higher anyway about that. And I think prices have been creeping up on Amazon for a while. And yeah, they have the allure of the Prime and the free shipping, but that only goes so far. I mean, I've gotten a couple returns, this year, just found the item cheaper somewhere else. And, that's fine. You're going to get that. But it just reminds me that, price is a factor for some people. And if you're buying a $10 item and flipping it for 30, and then they find it for $10 somewhere, they're probably going to return it. So, I don't know. Anyway, Good says only ever sold 2 pair of jeans, a Jinko jeans pair. Oh, nice. If it's JNCO, nice. And new tag is guest jeans pickup. Blue says I always have a hard time selling jeans for the most profit. Yeah, you can't get too hung up in the profit, Blue Image. I mean, you want to have a range, but if you have to drop your price $1 or $2, I don't know. I'm not going to go crazy about it. Good says get into PC parts if you want to see returns. Yeah, I bet. Prof, you don't do the bins. Are you saying buy it nows? Yeah, that is what I do mainly. I'm not sure if that was your question or not. So yeah, basically, I pretty much sell buy it nows for jeans just because it's just, I don't know. I'm not a big auction guy, but so we'll see how that continues to go. I'm really curious where I'm going to be at a month from now. Kind of near the end of September. I'm really curious what my sell-through will be and how I'll be moving through items. So we'll see. Goodwill, buy it now is by the pound. Oh, okay, the bins, got you. Yeah, I just don't have a great one here, Yvonne. It's just a really crappy weigh and pay. I don't know. I'm definitely going to need to look at it a little closer again, but every time I've been there, I guess I have bought a few pair of jeans there, but it is not many. And where it is located, it's not super convenient to get to, even if I'm going to other stores, in proximity. So it's a little bit tougher to make that decision, but I'm definitely going to hit it again soon. Karen's not very excited about that because she doesn't like it either. But what you got to do sometimes to get inventory, right? But anyway. Anyhow, all right, guys. Well, look, I don't really have too much else for today, so I'm probably going to call it a wrap here in a moment. If you guys have any subjects or comments you want to see videos on, or you want to leave a comment on this video, do that down below. Please hit the like button as well before you exit the room. I would appreciate it. And we have 30 people watching, which is awesome for the middle of the day Friday. So thank you for that. But basically, that's all I have for the moment. So, I'm going to hit this weekend hard with some listings and so on. We're getting some pictures taken right now, so that'll be great to get some of those up. Start getting through. I reorganized the section over there a little bit and just have one picture, so it's a lot easier to get through now. And I think Karin likes it better. She said yes from the other room. Probably couldn't hear her. But, you know, leave me a comment down below, hit the like button, as I said, and hit the subscribe if you want. And that way you don't have to wait for your next prop sales video. So anyway, one last question from Matthew Cannon says, how long after you started reselling did you start to see a profit? The first item I sold, Matthew. You know, I don't believe in selling. I don't know if that's what you meant, but selling things for a loss, unless I just absolutely need to get capital back out of them. That's very rare. So I only try to source and list items that are going to make a profit. You know, did I have startup costs and so on? But they kind of, yeah, but they kind of came as I went along. I didn't start out with some of the things I have now. Matter of fact, I didn't start out with most of the things I had now. What I had to start was a desk, which was just a little student desk. It was nothing fancy. I had a laptop, and I had my phone for pictures. Everything else I had to buy as I went. Laser printer, labels, Dymo printer, miscellaneous office supplies, storage racks. I didn't have any storage racks when I started. You know, that all came as I went. Added on. The light kit you see behind me, I didn't have that when I started. I was just using light from the room and natural light, which was, some of my first pictures were quite entertaining, let's just say. But anyway, but yeah, I was basically profitable right away. But you know, did I make a lot of profit? Of course not. Nobody does, unless you just really do it up big before you get started. And I don't know, that doesn't make much sense. It's like, just get in there and get going. So anyway, maybe I'll have to do a video on that, on like what I had and what I bought and what I spent. Oh God, I don't want to think about that. But I would even take pics outside on a table for, like, yeah, man, lights everything when you're taking photos, especially clothing, right? We're actually experimenting with using the desk as a background and not the white foam board that I usually use. So we'll see how that does. But looks pretty good, but we got to tweak it a bit. All right, guys, so that's going to do it. I appreciate you guys coming in and here, and you know, thanks for the great chat we had as well. Hopefully anyone watching this later will be able to ascertain the questions and be able to figure out the answers. But I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great weekend, a great sales weekend, and just, you know, knock it out of the park. Do it better today than you did it yesterday. And as always, guys, Prof Sales, I'm going to say good sales to you. Take care.